Are you in a healthy relationship with your phone? Hi everyone, it's Mazen. Welcome to the Maximal Life. Imagine being in the middle of quality time with your family when you mindlessly check your phone. In an instant, your fingers rapidly fire your emotions into a gleaming screen. You dive headfirst into what seems urgent in the present moment. But is it? Is it even really happening in the present moment? Or is it just a suspended moment, one that seems urgent now only because you've just looked at it? It's funny because since it was sent an hour ago, we feel that we're already late in responding and everything must stop to get this email responded to stat. But it's not in the present moment, and there is no one waiting impatiently in the other end. There is only a gleaming screen stealing our presence from the present. And in the present, we are communicating with people around us, sending them a signal of rejection. We're letting them know that we are choosing to prioritize this message over them. Are you sending out the message that this is more important to me right now than you are? Or worse, this person is more worthy of my attention than you? It's probably just another evening for you, and your family is probably used to this behavior, but think about it. Unknowingly, isn't it this kind of action eating away at the core of your relationship? Consider this. Our cell phone, the very device we cannot imagine spending a day without, could be preventing us from fully leading a maximal life. I value my phone, yes. It definitely increases productivity, but what about connectivity? Yes, it digitally connects us with the internet, but can we call that connecting? Actual physical connection is a pharmacy of feel-good hormones and health benefits that our phones don't give us. And when overused, our phones can actually deplete our body's ecosystem. When we look around, every public place with groups of people has one thing in common. Everyone has their phones out. It's rare to see someone not distracted by their phone in a social setting. They could all be connecting and enjoying the peace of actually being present, but instead they're prioritizing busyness over bonding. Consider this eye-opening study. Researchers from the University of Essex studied the effect of presence of cell phones had on the quality of conversation and the bonding created between strangers. People were made to sit in sets of two and asked to have conversations on moderately intimate topics. Some tables had a random cell phone within sight, others a notebook. After 10 minutes, they were asked to take a survey to gauge the quality of the interaction and the bonding that they felt. Surprisingly, the participants with a phone within sight reported significantly deteriorated quality of interaction. And they did not even touch or use the phones. Isn't it incredible the impact the cell phones have on our attention and interaction just by being in sight? A similar study was published in the Journal of Environment and Behavior. Researchers reached similar conclusions about the iPhone effect. The effect the mere presence of a smartphone had on the quality of interaction among people, and how it destroyed a potential moment of connection. They observed 100 pairs of individuals talking in a coffee shop. How often a person touched or used their phone was noted, even whether it was placed in a view on the table. A later survey revealed that people in conversations without a cell phone reported feeling higher levels of empathy and connectedness. A ringing phone, even if it wasn't their own, was enough to distract the people from their conversations. Is this really what we want? For our phones to rule our lives to this extent? Here's a tidbit you might find surprising. Did you know that Warren Buffett doesn't use a smartphone? Stay with me to find out why. Taking out your phone while speaking to someone shows a lack of respect, a lack of attention, a lack of listening, and a lack of power, and also really a lack of social and self-awareness. I remember the moment when this realization struck me. I was in an evening housewarming get-together in a friend's backyard. Aromas of freshly baked desserts wafted through the air. A mouth-watering array of food had been laid out, and a bunch of us stood out around in a circle, chatting while the kids ran all over the place and kind of just hanging out. There was this one gentleman who never made eye contact. He was talking to us, but while staring, even typing away at his phone. Another one couldn't stop clicking and uploading pictures. Another kept getting interrupted by phone calls every few minutes. One sent his son away with a wave of a hand when the kid asked that he play with him ball. There I was, watching this scene unfold. I started thinking to myself, what kind of a get-together is this, where people are just doing everything but getting together? And then it struck me like a lightning bolt. My hand was in my pocket, resting on my phone, just in case of the beep. I began to think, how often have I behaved similarly? How often have I not been present mentally and emotionally to the people I actually traveled to see? I considered how quickly our cell phones can become the #1 relationship killer. Our cell phones, with the ongoing notification, beeps and chimes, cause us to be in a state of constant distraction. And all of this mental noise produced by technology, we seem to have forgotten what the cell phones were originally intended for: to be able to stay connected with the people we care about, even on the move. Today, we may be connected with those far away, but we are getting more and more distant from those right in front of us. Even when we don't hear a notification, we are tempted to check out our phones. Dopamine produced by our brains triggers our desire to want to seek out, to search, and to look. It keeps us curious, but a dopamine loop can cause this behavior to become repetitive and almost addictive, where every search triggers the desire for another. We check the latest weather reports, our investment portfolios, what our friends are up to, our social media. We just have to reply to that text we just received. The urgency is eating up our focus. Ever notice how the intensity and frequency of very important activities seem to rise when we are on our phones? Many couples have reported feeling less close to their partners when cell phone use is a part of a bedtime routine. They feel less cared for and less valued. Distance grows and trust fades. Even the people themselves who are addicted to using their phones all the time report doubts and uncertainty about their relationships. Smartphones are becoming the top competitors for their partner's attention. And this is not a good feeling. Connection should be a good feeling. Our bodies need face-to-face physical connection to survive and to thrive. We need to be fully present, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to do justice to our circumstances, our situations, and our relationships. So the next time you pick up the phone, despite that gut feeling telling you it's rude, ask yourself, am I connecting or disconnecting? Cell phones offer way too many options for communication, social conversations, and entertainment. They suck us into the vortex of the non-physical world and pull our attention away from our immediate surroundings. Most of the social media sites are specially designed to trigger dopamine production in our brains. And this causes us to want to go on browsing and delve deeper and deeper into our feeds, and more to watch, and more to see, and more to consume. This kind of constant distraction shortens our attention span permanently over time. It's no wonder that disconnecting in order to connect is a growing practice. We need to consciously take time off gadgets and phones, a digital detox, so to say. Keep the phone in a different room or turn it to flight mode at dinner time. Stay present with the family when we are with them. It could be a few hours every day or over the weekend. Build trust and intimacy and bond, creating lasting relationships that add true value to our lives, that actually mean something beyond virtual and, in most cases, shallow chit-chat. These are some conscious changes I made to my own phone habits. I recognized the messages I was sending out to people when I kept the phone within view while talking with them. I recognized it was distracting to me as well. So my phone stays in my pocket if I'm expecting an important message. But if I'm not, it's in a drawer or office bag out of sight. I give people my undivided attention. I invest in our connection. I ask them about their families, about what excites them, and what they are looking forward to. It comes naturally now. It's a great feeling to rediscover the lost art of meaningful conversations. Try asking people, what's lighting you up lately? And you'll be automatically surrounded by people who are lit up about life. Another surprising but pleasant side effect of being present in the conversation is how much more I am learning. I come across new ideas and perspectives that expand my thinking and continue to grow as a person. I invite you to disconnect to connect today. It's not difficult as you might think. With practice, it gets easier every day until it becomes a habit and feels natural. Be aware of where you are, with whom, and for what purpose. Give the situation you're in your undivided attention. Tell yourself, I can always look at my phone later, but I cannot enjoy this moment later. Once it's gone, it's gone. Feel your body filling up on the feel-good hormones of a 3-second hug, a game of catch with your kids, or an after-dinner walk with your loved one. There is time for these pleasures. There has always been time for these pleasures because they are necessary for your health. Your health and well-being improves when you are with your loved ones, when you truly remain with them. So how do we stop getting distracted by the constant hum of the phone? Well, we all think we can pay complete attention to multiple things simultaneously, but trust me, we can't. When your attention is divided, people can tell immediately. You have surely experienced a similar frustration of being in a conversation where the other party is completely disinterested and chooses to fiddle with their phone instead of focusing on the conversation with you, and they simply just drift off. What do you think about them? About your relationship with them? Do you trust them? Not really. Do you respect them more because they were fiddling with their phone or doing whatever they're doing? No. As maximal achievers, there are many demands on our time, but the highest priority needs to be demanding the best of our health and our connections. Our motto at YOUMAXA is Maximal You, Maximal Life. Without health, there is no maximal you. Without connection, there is no maximal life. So today, commit to connect. Go out while leaving your phone behind at home or in your car. How do you feel having it away from you? Do you feel restless or anxious? Are you really addicted to your phone? Acknowledge that. The problem exists. That itself is a breakthrough moment. Find out what extent your excessive phone usage is bothering your spouse. Ask yourself the all-important confronting questions. Does your spouse come second to your phone? Have you ever seen the blush of rejection color on her face as you pull your phone out? Give your phone boundaries. Designate no phone allowed zones. Your bed would be a good place to start. Set aside some time when you put your phone away. Try meal times or evenings past maybe 9 p.m., even on Sundays. Indulge in regular digital detox. Make it official. Let others know, today is family day. I'm not available. That way you have no excuses. Consider leaving the phone behind in the car on date nights or putting it away in a drawer out of sight when you return home from your work. Leave your phone in your bag when you meet with someone. Remember the iPhone effect? Don't let that ruin your chances of truly connecting with people. Whenever you can, set the phone aside and out of view so you are not tempted to check it. When amidst a social gathering, leave your phone behind in the car or put it in the airplane mode. That way you don't have to resist the temptation to check your phone every now and then, which, let's admit, is more energy exhausting. Understand the extent of valid usage. Sometimes it could actually be urgent matter that requires immediate attention. Sometimes your profession requires you to be on call. As maximal achievers, we cut out the extraneous. Extend this practice to your phone time. Challenge yourself to connect with people in the real world. Really go out of your way to do that. Plan to meet in person every now and then, instead of just catching up over digital chat. Take a holiday once a year to a place without a network. Faraway mountains and high-altitude treks are a great option to start with. Switch off your phone and simply reconnect with nature, with your co-travelers, and most importantly, with yourself. You will love the feeling so much, you will be looking forward to that no-phone zone time every year. The truth is, a cell phone is so convenient that it's actually inconvenience. A maximal life includes much more than just being successful at work. It's about being successful at living in all aspects of life and being happy and fulfilled, curious and energetic. Having good, meaningful relationships and strong connections in life is a big part of that equation. Take that positive step today. Consciously make the choice of prioritizing your connections over your phone. Your cell phone has already replaced your camera, your watch, your calculator, your alarm clock, and your calendar. Don't let it replace your connection with your family. Thank you all for joining me today. Make a resolution to disconnect from your phone, to reconnect with your relationships, and to reconnect with yourself. That's how you enjoy the maximal life. See you soon. If you like what you have seen and heard, please subscribe.